Hello and good morning. Welcome to this video, which is called Look Back in Anger on Stout Sunday from last Sunday when I got left out here like a chump. John and Ilya had to cancel it at the last minute. He had to do something. So I said, I'll do it. I'll take over Stout Sunday. And then no one showed up. And I went on complaining, fussing, griping, making a big deal out of it. A big deal. A very big deal. And then Jeremy joined and Alex joined to help me out mainly because you can see I was making such a big deal. Now, today I think Michael Komarov is going to join, but he's finishing up breakfast. That's a late breakfast, but some people eat breakfast late. I ate this morning at 4:50. A bowl of Kick cereal with honey on it, Louisiana honey, and some milk. Okay, and 3 cups of coffee. Now, and then I did Dawn Busters. You might have noticed Windsor Canadian versus Canadian Limited, and I did not get it right. I could not tell them apart correctly. I don't know what to say about that, except I did it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't succeed. I wasn't too stressed out about it because they are similar, and even though they're from 2 separate companies, so. But, you know, that's how it goes. When you're doing live hangouts, you take that risk, I guess. Ballast Point, Victory at Sea, Imperial Porter with coffee and vanilla. And you say, well, that's not a stout. This is Look Back in Anger at Stout Sunday. This is not Look Back in Anger at Porter Sunday. I know. There's a skeleton at the wheel. He's dying out there. He's dying out there like I'm dying out here. Ronnie S says, tell him why you mad, Ron. Tell him why you mad. Hey, fellas driving home. Because they left me out there like a chump. Now, Ballast Point, formerly an independent craft beer company, now major corporation-owned craft beer company, Constellation Brands, which is still run by the family who started it, okay, in the 1950s. Constellation Brands with the Sands family, Sands, S-A-N-D-S, Sands, like the Sands Casino used to be in Las Vegas. 10% alcohol, 12 IBUs, Ballast Point Brewing Company, San Diego, California. So now it's a, you know, it's a bought out craft beer company. Man, I was drinking some Ballast Point one day, and it tasted so good. And then I found out it had been bought out, and before I finished the bottle, it didn't taste as good. I don't know what happened. It just like the quality went down. It was like before I could finish the bottle, the company stopped caring. Now, that's crazy, right? Here's an astrolabe. Let's see. I'm at, oh, I can't get the sun in this room. I think I'm at 90 west and like about 30 north. I'm feeling angry vibes, says Ronnie S. You should. Now, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. We should have people joining us. We better have people joining us. Now, next Sunday, I don't think I could help with Stout Sunday, angry or not, because the Knights of Columbus having a spaghetti dinner to raise money from like 10 to 1. So I figure I'll go help out like 10 to 11:30. I can't help longer than that because I'll be so hungry. 1 o'clock is too late. All right. But if everybody would help out, and we have a lot of help. Okay. So Michael Komarov, where you at? Where is you at? Where's Michael Komarov at? There he is.
Hey, Jay. got down here close on time.
Robert Hendricks says, okay, Craig says, I've been waiting a whole week for this video. Robert Hendricks says, I had 257 miles to go before I get home. So 257 miles to go before I get home. Okay, that's a ways to go, and we'll be off the air by then.
How did everything go with John and Nille? Did you have a good time?
I did, but I left around 5 because they were getting ready to really get the party started, and I thought, well, I've had enough of a party myself already today.
Okay, well, as long as everybody else is having a good time, that's okay.
Yeah, well, the problem was I have to drive, 20 miles home.
Right. Where he's staying, that's the best thing, and that's okay.
Yeah, they're right there. And then, like, even Jean-Pierre is only 2 blocks. But still, there's not a rule like, don't drink and drive unless you're only 2 blocks, then it's okay. I don't know.
And 20 miles is a big drive. That's not. So whatever.
I was getting a little tired anyway.
So tell me what you have there.
Okay. So I had to start a little early because I had some visitors coming over. I wasn't necessarily expecting that. So they said they'd be here in about an hour, and that was about 15 minutes ago. So I said, I better get going. So I have Victory at Sea from Ballast Point. You're familiar with this one?
I am.
10% alcohol. I bought it at Mathern's. It was only like $2.39, which to me was a good deal for 10% so-called porter, imperial porter, which is really a stout because it's what is a stout? A stout porter. I know what people are going to say. Wait, it's could be different yeast, and so I understand that. I'm just talking about in a practical sense, not a technical sense. Imperial porter with coffee and vanilla. Well, I like coffee and I like vanilla. There's not much head of foam here. It's very dark. Now, John and Nille was talking about how we're probably not going to have too many participants in Stout Sunday at this time of the year because people just don't find it too appropriate, I guess you'd call it, for summertime drinking. And I can't find fault with that reasoning. So,
and it's funny. I don't know if you've been watching the weather around the country. We have some of the hottest weather in the country now. Yesterday, it got up to 95 here, and the heat index was in the low hundreds. And today, it's supposed to even be hotter. So,
even more of a reason, yeah.
Maybe not to, but again, we have air conditioning. We have fans. I mean, we'll get through it.
We'll get through it. But of course, a lot of people up north don't have air conditioning. They were talking about that. They were saying how they're really suffering. But you can make do. I didn't have air conditioning for 2 days, and what y'all are having as a heat wave right now, we have that from May 15th to around sometimes October 15th. So and that goes like in a complete run. You know what I'm saying?
And you have the humidity as well, like we have now. So from humidity as well as heat. And the humidity, when it's bad combined with the heat, it's almost like you become a sweat rag. You can't stay cool.
Oh, no, you can't. And we're talking about a 5-month heat wave we have. And John and Nille my friend David said, let's go walking on the levee. So John and Nille thought, okay, we'll go look at the river, which the level has dropped. But I guess David wasn't really giving him full information. Like, we'll be walking in the blaring sun at 9:30 in this incredible humidity. So they went for a long walk. I said, where did y'all walk to? I said, good grief, that's not just down in the street. So then when they got back, I had driven up over there, and I could see John was kind of shaky. He was his sea legs weren't too good. He was wobbly because it was. And he said, "Wow, I need something to drink. I'm doing kind of bad."
It's hot in Georgia because I lived in Atlanta, but it's not humid in Atlanta, in Metro Atlanta, in the areas around it. And there's a difference.
It is humid, but not to the extreme level of this part, Louisiana.
And you're right near the Mississippi, and you're right near Lake Pontchartrain, so all that moisture just comes right up, and you got it has to be humid.
Pontchartrain is terrible in the Gulf. So I told him, I said, when you come here one day, you're going to see what I mean. Because we were walking in Georgia, and he was like, it's so humid. I said, it is humid. I was sweating, you know. I said, but it's not quite as bad as what you're going to see if you. So he's like, oh, you know.
Now he's seen it firsthand.
Huh?
He's seen it firsthand now.
Yeah. Then we were going to go on a long trail in a national park, but right when we were getting ready, we drove up to the visitor center. This deluge of rain came, and it went on and on. So we realized we couldn't take the trail, and it was just not going to be practical. And I said, I'm sorry about all this heavy rain. And John said, well, I don't mind. It cooled it off, really. He said it was so bad, you know, before. So then we just did a bunch of beer shopping after that, and they went kind of berserk. I went a little berserk. They really went berserk, but I'm sure MasterCard and Visa were very pleased with it.
Well, John had decided before he was going to take back a whole bunch of Louisiana beers with him because he wants to do them on his channel.
Yes, and he brought us, and you know, I bought him a gift of a big bottle of bourbon, and I thought, well, that'd be a nice gift. And then what he brought, I said, you got me embarrassed, you know, because you brought this excessive amount of beer to give us. It's like an unequal. He said, oh, well, you know.
We want you to try some of the Georgia beers you hadn't tried when you were there. So this way, and some other stuff I think he got too.
Oh, it was just like, and my friend David's like, look at all the stuff he brought. I was like, oh, that's called going overboard. But we appreciate it, of course. Of course. And then this guy, Brian Lane, sent us Schaefer beer, which used to be big in New York City. And we did a trio review of that. And I left the 2 cans over there, maybe one for David and one for John, because I've had it so many times. But I was so pleased to do a review, and we were so refreshed. Okay, let's see. Comments, and then you can tell me about your stout.
Okay.
And then we'll go on. Okay, go on. Jean-Pierre says, hey, Jay, what's going up the Sunday morning? I had to do some yard work now, sitting back watching your video with a bottle of water. Can't get beer until high noon. Oh, yeah, Alabama. Well, they have that in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Also, you can't buy alcohol, I think, till 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Jean-Pierre says, hey, Michael, what's up, man? Summer beer Saturday.
Hey, John.
Summer beer Saturday? I thought we were doing that Friday night. I'll tell you what, I'd really rather do Shiraz this Friday. Wine, the reason is this reason. I'm going to probably have to open that bottle of Shiraz this week. I'm not going to be available the next Friday because I want to work at bingo. And by that 3rd Friday, that Shiraz won't be around. So I would rather, if it's possible, put the summer beers to 3 weeks from, 2 weeks from this Friday. It's still going to be summer, but that's my proposal. I'm not dictatorial with those things, so I'll just forget the Shiraz review. I'm not going to go out and buy another bottle unless I can find a decent price. But let's see. Ronnie S. said it's 85 with a nice breeze here, comfortable right now. Yeah, it's only in the 80s here right now, and we're going to have more rain. It's been terribly humid last couple of days here too, says Jeremy Vincent. Be careful, everyone out in the heat. Alex says, good morning, Ron. Good morning, Alex, the beer master. Feel free to join if you have a stout. Jean-Pierre says they sell Schaefer's down there. Jean, they sell Schaefer light in a few stores around here in New Orleans, not here. Brian Lane sent me 3 cans of Schaefer from the state of New York. And he spent a lot of money to send those 3 cans, and I advised him not to do it, but he really wanted to. So, hey, I appreciate it. Michael, what do you have today?
I have Guinness Foreign Export Stout at 7.5%, and I've never had this.
Oh, that's one of their famous ones. I saw that yesterday, a 4-pack. I nearly bought it, but I had spent so much already, I figured I better cool it.
But I read up on it, and they use like twice as much hops to make this, and that's why it's much more intense than the regular Guinness that we're used to, and they amp up the alcohol as well.
Yes, I believe the story behind that beer is that there was Guinness, from the 1700s, the porter, famous porter, which today is called stout. But if you look at old advertisements, magazine ads, they call it porter. But anyway, whatever the case, they didn't have really a lot of refrigerated shipping back then. You know what's going to happen if you take a 4 to 5.6% ale and you ship it across the ocean, and it takes months and months to get there. It's not going to be too pleasant by the time it arrives in India or Hong Kong. So they came up with the idea to, like you're saying, jack up the hop level, jack up the alcohol level, so that by the time it arrived in Hong Kong or Bombay, India, or say Perth, Australia, Western Australia, it could still maintain its quality. And so that became the real popular overseas Guinness in their minds, or in Jamaica, British colony, Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, British Guyana. In their minds, that was the Guinness they were used to. So the foreign extra stout, foreign extra stout.
Good morning, Ron.
Hey, Alex, how are you? Some of the biggest places
Doing excellent.
now is in Africa, because it's like there's in certain countries. I don't remember which one they mentioned it. Maybe it was Nigeria. Where
Yes. Yeah, Nigeria was a British colony, and so they got so interested in Guinness, which was the foreign extra that they got, that when, you know, Queen Elizabeth was no longer the Queen of Nigeria after 1960, so they've been a republic since 1960. Now we're talking about 59 years, but the British culture was still there, you know. So they love Guinness so much that it's such a big product in Nigeria that they make Guinness in Nigeria today. Today, Guinness is produced in Nigeria in a factory, in a brewery, under license. They don't even need to make the foreign extra. They could just make the regular Guinness because they don't have to ship it anymore. But the people are so used to that 7.5, there's no way they could try to sell the lighter version in Nigeria this day. Oh, look, Alex got a porter. What do you have, Alex?
I have a New Jersey beer here. Look.
Porter.
Spellbound.
Southbound?
Spellbound, right?
Spellbound Brewery. Yeah.
What's it called, Alex?
Spellbound Brewery Porter. And if you want to know the ABVs, it is 6.9 point ALC, which is alcohol by volume, 35 IBUs.
Well,
I got it.
it's nice when they put all that on the bottle, you know, or the can.
All right, now let's see what it looks like. You want me to open it up now?
Sure. While you're doing that, I'm going to describe my beer, and because these guests could just arrive all of a sudden, and then that'll blow this thing up. So
well, they could join us too, Ron, if they come.
Yeah, that's true. This video is called "Look Back in Anger at Start Standard."
No, I'm talking about your guests coming to your house.
Right. I'm just telling people what the name of the video is. Look
Jay's
back.
ready for the guest. He's going to do the review first.
Right, I got to get this going in order. So you see, it's very dark. It looks black on video, but you might see some brown, but it'd be difficult. There is the thin beige head. I have been sipping on this while we were talking, just taking it easy. And I'm going to tell you right now, 10% alcohol, you'd never realize it. An ale, a porter, a dark beer like this will mask that ABV generally very well. A lager won't. And if you have a 10% lager, boy, you'll start to feel like you're chewing on that doggone beer. And it just gets next to you. You can't hardly stand it. I don't care if it's craft or macro. I have the same experience. No, but this one is a jewel. It's the aroma is roasted, of course, coffee, vanilla, very dark roasted malts. The mouth feels not heavy, but it's high medium. It's a porter in name only, really, you know. But a stout is a porter. We know that a stout is a type of porter, and this is a very stout porter. This is an imperial porter. The finish is kind of semi-dry, I guess. That's typical for beers. They tend to be medium dry. Maria Devon taught me that, medium dry. She says she's given up drinking, which is sometimes a good idea. Sometimes that's a good idea. And I can make a list of a bunch of other people that probably should adopt that practice. But anyway, it's just rich. It's rich malt, vanilla, coffee, but it all works together. It melds together. It works in concert. It's a wonderful San Diego County, California beer. I would highly recommend it. And for $2.39 a bottle, a single, this got to be one of the best values, really, in America. And I know I can go to some stores, or used to be able to, where I could get Guinness Foreign Extra Stout for about the same price, about $2.29, which is a fantastic value. Now, Alex, before you start describing it, so I'm in Louisiana, you're in New Jersey, and Michael's in New York, but since he joined second, I'll let him describe his beer, and this is his first time.
That's fine. He should. Go ahead.
Hey, well, I was going to tell you, Jay, right now the temperature here is 87 with a real feel of 95, and it's only 20 to 11. So we're in for a really hot one, because in the morning when it's like this, you know it'll be above 90 before noon, which is
not even, yeah, it's not even 87 here yet. So
and so you notice when it's warmer here than it is in Louisiana, that's a sign that things have, you know, shifted and whatever you want to say. We get summers like that, though. It can happen. Usually,
yes, because I was in New York years and years ago, and it was 95, and it was hot as.
No, it's hot. It's hot.
It was hot. It doesn't last. It doesn't last. You know, it doesn't last. Okay,
right.
Michael.
In the glass, if you could look at the top of the glass, it started out, the head was probably a good inch and a half, but now it's faded down to maybe, you know, smaller beige head, and good lacing, and it comes back when you swirl the glass, which is a sign of a quality beer. Dark brown to black, like your Ballast Point was, same kind of color. If you look through light, you can see a little bit of kind of like maybe a little bit of ruby in the look, but it's very small, and it's dark enough brown that it covers most of your look through it. The nose, like yours, is of roasted malts, and it has a very distinctly how would I describe this? A very distinctly let's see. Let me give it another smell check here. Getting a little bit of kind of like a dark, kind of chocolate kind of nose as well, but more dark chocolate than milk chocolate. But it's kind of very nice nose. Let me give it a swirl here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I've read unofficially, because Guinness won't disclose their secrets, but I read unofficially that Guinness also mixes in sour beer into their mix. Some sour beer to help, get more character or something.
The beer itself is delicious. I mean, this is wonderful.
I bet it's the best Guinness you ever had.
It's the best one I've ever had. Now, you don't get that look that you get when you pour it with the drought, where, you know, you can watch it, whatever. It's more of a straight beer.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
the taste is amazing, and the amped up hops you can taste in the beer. It's really good.
This is a mass-produced beer that could be very easily taken as a craft beer.
You could put this up against a lot of beers, like you're saying, from craft breweries, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's how good this is. I'm amazed at how good this is.
Yeah, and sometimes you can go to certain stores and find it for $9.99 a 4-pack, which is almost beyond.
Well, I bought this bottle for $1.92, and I thought that was a fair price for
that's
11.2 ounce bottle, because it's made in Ireland, so it's not a full 12 ounces. But
that's a mad price, yeah.
That's a good price. That would be like a 6-pack for around $12. That's not bad.
Oh, that's a fabulous price, really, considering the quality.
So across the board, the taste is fantastic. You're getting some of that dark chocolate. You're getting, I guess, it's coffee, but it's more in the background. The it's fairly complex, and yet it's an easy drinking beer at 7.5%. The alcohol is well masked. This tastes like a little bit more than a session, if I'm saying. So this to me could be like a 6% beer.
Yeah.
This would be one that not only would I buy again, but I would like to have this as a regular beer in my lineup when I'm doing some of my beer tastings for other people. Because I think this will go over really well with the craft beer drinker.
Oh boy, I'm really excited to hear the score later. Now we're going to Alex down in New Jersey and also in the Mid-Atlantic states, and he has a interesting porter. And
All right.
what do you think about it?
I didn't drink it yet. I have Spellbound Porter.
Spellbound
Porter. And then, well, I had a 5 or 4 head, but obviously that has dissipated. So that's maybe 1 now. So now it's time for the taste, Michael. And I'm wrong.
I'm listening.
And it smells like chocolate. I forgot to do that. This tastes really good. It tastes like a little malty, like a smoky kind of thing, smoky kind of malty drink, chocolate. Very delish. That is really good. Yeah, I taste a little bit of coffee. I taste a little chocolate, and when I first drank it before, I tasted like a smoky kind of thing, and that was
how's the carbonation, Alex? What's the carbonation like?
Oh, there's no carbonation. I don't feel any burn or anything like down my throat or anything. I don't feel that. That's good. It has a little bit of bitterness, but not that much. I'm surprised because when I read it earlier, it is 35. So I don't know. I guess it's a little bit more less bitterness. Very good.
Wow. Naturally, if I saw it, I'd buy it. If I could, assuming I could get a single.
Well, if you can't get it, don't worry, Ron. I'll send you it.
Oh no, we're not starting that. Hey, but
Ron, if you can't get it,
when I was in New Jersey last time, I stopped at various stores along U.S. Highway 1 because that's a main business route through the whole state, really. And
but you know what? I don't have to send it to you because you'll probably come through New Jersey anyway. And
right, get it. And I bought that ZVH 1883. I think it was 1883 porter, and that big 500 milliliter bottle. Boy, I'll talk about a dynamite product from Poland. A Baltic porter. Boy, I'll tell you what.
Hey, Ron, I have a feeling if you come to New Jersey, you're going to visit me. I have a strong feeling about that.
Well,
I don't know. I got that feeling.
He visited me in 2015, so maybe he will come to visit you.
Yeah, I'm just having that weird feeling.
I went to Michael's house, and I met up with him and Giant Space Monkey and Mati, and we did some drinking over there, tasting.
At least a little.
At least a little.
Ron, if you do visit me, are we going to do videos or we're not going to do videos?
Oh, you know, I'm always bringing that camera everywhere I go.
Good, because that's what I want to do.
Camera I had when I was with Michael broke.
Oh.
I think I used it so much I don't think they're made for using every day. You know.
I'm sorry, Ron. I didn't mean to cut off the
that's all right. That's all right. I one day I turned on that camera, it just wouldn't even come on. It's not like it started acting strange or the color went off. It just wouldn't come on. And I told my friend David, I said, this camera's messed up. He's like, I can fix it. I said, I don't think you can fix it. I've used these cameras so much, they just fail after a while. They're not made for unlimited use. But I bought a new Canon a couple of years ago, and boy, that thing's been dynamite.
Good.
And I even dropped it and broke the power pack. I said,
of course.
But I put tape on it, and I couldn't believe it. I said, this will never work. It's such a joke. But it actually works. I just put it together and taped it where it would make contact with the electrical contact points. It still works. So it shows you that Canon is not only a quality camera.
It's a strong camera.
It's strong, but I wouldn't recommend dropping it on the concrete because it's not a good idea. It's got a handle on it. So my whole point was, why was I not carrying it by the handle? See, that was just stupidity. Okay.
Well, maybe because you're used to not having handles with cameras on it. I mean, I'm assuming. I mean, you're not.
No, it's not anything like that. It's just carelessness. Okay. And sloppy. I was getting ready to get in my truck or my car, actually my Dodge Avenger. And it was just a case of being sloppy, careless, and foolish. All right.
Get those days. Go ahead, Rob.
But that's just a camera falling and breaking. Some people are sloppy and careless when they're driving a vehicle, and it's a fatal mistake, and that could happen to anyone, I suppose.
Oh,
all right. 2 people got killed in this town yesterday morning, and I think it was a similar type thing, driving too fast, maybe looking down at their phone, and then going.
People are in a rush nowadays.
Hit each other on the highway and died, huh?
Ron, people are in a rush nowadays. They're rushed to go nowhere.
Well, they're just in a rush, you know. Okay, now I'm going to score this. This is such a good porter, Imperial Porter, a stout porter.
I love my beer.
This has got to be one of the best beers I've ever had, and I've had a lot of great ones. It's not world class. I wouldn't go that far, although you could maybe talk me into it. But I'm going to say, oh, by golly, it's a 98 out of 100. It's like perfect. It's nearly perfect. I mean, if I had to drink this beer every day of my life, I'd never get tired of it. I know that much. Of course, I'd probably get very sick because it's 10%. Probably wouldn't be a good idea. Now, Michael's going to give us his score, and I'm
gonna give mine a 96, and the only reason I'm not going higher than that is I guess I've had some stouts in this same area which have been better, but this is really good. This is bordering on an A+. It's a solid, very solid A, and I'm surprised that I always like Guinness, but this is amazing. It's really good, and the fact that it can mass produce this at this quality level is shocking to me.
Yeah, and you when you consider the price point, then it's even more incredible.
It's really good. Also, I should mention that Guinness started in 1759 in St. James Gate in Dublin, and Arthur Guinness was smart enough to get a 1,000-year lease. So I guess it's pretty safe that this is going to be made as long as the world as we know it exists, I would guess.
A 1,000-year lease is a good deal. I guess they've been around since 1759, so they've had a lot of practice. So you can really nail things down.
If I remember right, Jay, this beer was produced in the early 19th century. This was produced after 1800 initially. I can't remember the year.
Yeah, I think it was 1810, kind of like the time of Napoleon and something like that. And yeah, it goes back a long time, over 200 years.
And it's only been since 2012 that it's been available in the U.S. to us, this exact product, according to what I saw yesterday.
You're talking about Guinness has not been available?
No, Guinness,
wait.
Guinness Foreign Export Stout.
Oh.
Foreign Extra Stout, not the regular Guinness. We've been getting regular Guinness, probably 100 years, 200 years.
It's different
than okay.
Yeah. Now, see, if Napoleon would have concentrated on brewing beer and cognac, he might have stayed as the leader of France for a lot longer, but he concentrated on taking over other countries, and you see what that got him. Now, Alex, he isn't the only one. Now, Alex, what do you score yours?
Well, the bitterness is really good now. I mean, somewhat. I like it. I've already drank 2 cans of the last time, which was the night before. I'm going to give this a 97, so almost 100.
That's pretty dang high.
But you never know. When I do a solo review, I might change my mind. You don't know. But
Yeah, these things can fluctuate.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, it's a 97.
Okay, well, this is turning into a good hangout. Look back in anger at Stout Sunday. So next week, if I was on it, I don't think I'm going to be on next weekend because I'm going to try to go help out the people that are doing the spaghetti dinner.
Well, then you won't be here then.
I would call it, yeah. Then next weekend, if I'd have done it, I'd have called it look back with pleasure on Stout Sunday.
I like your style, Ron. I like your series. Keep it up.
You mean you like this madcap kind of?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying I like that you spin it off.
Yeah, it tends to be droll, but that's all manufactured.
That's
But
okay.
you know what I mean. You know, it's.
I like, Ron, that you don't take yourself too seriously and you're not trying to make this seem like it's more than it is.
I like Ron. He's cool.
But it's fun. It's not something which has to be an enterprise where people are, out to kill each other.
Yeah, that's always been the thematic of this video channel back to 2010. I kind of thought when I was watching some videos that I thought to myself, oh, come on. You're not saving the world. You're just drinking beer, damn it. So there needs to be a little perspective. There was some, unfortunately, some of the people that had a good perspective went away. There's still some good ones, I'm gonna think.
Is one of them John? What's his name? What's that guy's name? He has a channel, but he hasn't been doing it since 2017. Trying to think who it is.
I tell you what. I started in 2010, November 2010, and I thought I would do one video a week. I thought 52 videos a year would be enough, but then I ended up doing one a day. But
Sharon, that's what I'm talking about. Ron, what's his first name? Sharon.
Indiana, John Sherrod.
John Sharon, I think you can just forget it on that.
Oh, but he's still alive, isn't he? I mean, I'm
He's alive. He's alive. A lot of people are still alive. But
people lose their passion. It can glow, and then all of a sudden they say, "Hey, I'm just not into this anymore." And
yeah, that happens. Yes,
they drift off, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
But there was nothing malicious about John Sharon.
No, I liked him. I watched his videos after he was done, but I enjoyed the videos.
Nothing malicious. Nope. But these things, what can we do? But I think in 2020, that'll be the 10-year anniversary of my channel.
Nice.
I think, I don't know. I might wait till 2026, assuming I'm still alive and that YouTube exists and there's still a world. But I think I would like to do, because I did a video called 15 years into beer tube. 15
I think you should do 10 years too.
And I would do like 20 years into beer tube. And I would really be honest. I would like to really give an honest discussion of beer reviewing on the internet. And I would talk about the ones I really like and the ones I can't stand. And if people made counterpoint videos saying, well, I don't like your stinking Ron channel, and here's why, I would even, and I've always made this offer. It's a standing offer. It's a great bargain. 30 minutes uninterrupted. You can come on my channel and tell me what the issue is. Now that's a good deal. To go onto somebody else's channel and tell them for 30 minutes uninterrupted what the problem is. I don't know how many video channels do that. I have a feeling this is it. But,
probably none.
Yeah. So, but I do have, there's some video channels, beer review channels I can't stand because they're terrible and I can't bear to watch them. There's some that the people are very hateful, I guess you'd say, but their videos are solid. I'll watch every one of them. They do a great job. You got to give them credit. You got to give credit where credit's due. If the person's hateful, that's a shame. Maybe they'll fix their attitude one day and try to embrace love, not hate, and all that. But if the videos are solid, you got to give it credit.
Right.
Now some people are the nicest guy you ever met, but their videos are horrendous. And I don't go crazy and spend all day talking about how terrible it is. I just don't watch it. It's like anything else. You just watch what you enjoy and you avoid what you can't stand. You know, that's not that difficult. I don't think that's a very difficult thing to do.
But sometimes these are acts too, Ron, just to let you know. I mean, sometimes they're acts on YouTube too, because, you know.
Yeah, you can usually pick up on that though, Alex.
Yeah, that's true.
You can kind of detect the acts. But we ain't acting over here. This is serious.
No.
It's serious, but it's not insane. You know, I think Michael Komaroff made some good points. It's like, it's fun, it's enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Get a lot of pleasure and interest out of it, but it's not like we're at the United Nations trying to solve world conflicts. It's just beverages. No. That's all we're doing.
It should never be life and death. It's fun.
Even though people do get angry, according to Ron, that people do get angry about beverages, which they shouldn't. They should have fun, but they do.
People being
I never could grasp that concept. I don't know why you would get angry about a beverage, but maybe I'm not grasping the concept. But
it's still stupid.
Intensity is fine as long as the person doesn't get carried away where they just start flying off the rail. You gotta hold on and be sane. That's what I think anyway. I mean, I guess some of the people would defend themselves and say, "I'm into it," so that's why I got so intense. But it's, you know, you can't get that carried away.
We're into it too. I mean, we're into it. I mean, if I drive all the way to New York City to go do beer reviews, that's kind of like being into it, sort of. But
you've taken other road trips too. It's not like you just came up here. You've taken many road trips. So
yeah. And I do dual purposes because I wanted to go to Major League Baseball games, so it's kind of a dual purpose thing. But and I have been to every Major League Baseball park, every one. Been to games, not just looked around at it. Went to actual games, bought a ticket, went in. But now I got a new one I got to check out in Texas in about 2 years. Yeah, they keep building these parks on me. Why they keep doing that, you know? But well, I thought this was a very good hangout, and I think we had 3 exemplary products. Doesn't always work out like that. You get some real duds sometimes, and you know that, Michael and Alex. You'll run across some real nasty ones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not delish.
Even to the point of drain pouring them. So it does happen.
I've never had a drain pour, but
I've had a few, not many, but I've had probably at least 10. And then there was 2 others I should have drain pour. But that's all right. They drain poured themselves into the toilet later that evening.
Yeah.
you live and learn after you do this for a while.
Yeah. Oh, man. Bad experiences. Bad things. Bad things. All right. Well, let's look at the last comments, and then I think the people will be driving up soon. Oh, they had said they had to eat some food, and I thought that's not a bad idea. All right. Let's see. What's going on here? Oh,
I'm hoping it's family, Ron. Well, I don't want to get into it. I'll wait until you're done off air.
Family. My father's 75 years old, and he doesn't like to drive anywhere too much.
Well, you hang out with your father because I've seen you do that.
Right, I know. I said, you ought to come here and see my new air conditioner and my new roof. Oh, yeah, but he ain't going to ever do it. All right, let's see. I need to get Schaefer's Light when I come see you. Robert Hendricks. Oh, yeah, we already read that. Triple J 1872 says 76 degrees Fahrenheit here outside of Atlanta. That's not too bad. Cheap fine, lads. Jeremy Vincent says 86 already. Great to see Mikey Komaroff and the Urban Legend, says Victor Wayne. The Urban Legend. Jeremy says, cheers, Victor. Cheers, Jeremy. Already sheesh. That means another beer. Wink, 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 wink. Jeremy says, Alex, crying my eyes out from laughing, and thumbs up. Do you taste any beer in that, Alex? And then Victor says, laugh out loud, Jeremy.
No, I do not taste beer in this.
Ronnie S says, I'm going to send you a stout, Ron. Okay. Jeremy Vincent says, crying my eyes out. This beer review gold with Alex on, crying my eyes out from laughter. And that's happy laughter. That's not ridicule laughter.
Right, not sad laughter. Right, I get you.
Right. Ronald Sutton says, you guys start way too early for me. I try to hold off till 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock, that's when I'm winding down, Ronald. 87 in the Ohio Valley. Subject Zero says 60 degrees in San Jose right now with a high of 83 today. Sounds wonderful. We had some days in the 90s earlier this summer. Jeremy Vincent says yeah, you know, if it wasn't for the earthquakes and the forest fires and wildfires, I'd love California and all the other problems. But let's see. Well, Louisiana has problems too. Okay, I can't say it. Jeremy Vincent says, so I don't need to type this while driving. I wouldn't recommend it. Victor Wayne says, wow, 98 out of 100 can't be bad. No, it ain't. Has anyone tried? Now, Triple J says, has anyone tried the Nigerian Guinness made with sorghum? No. No, we can't get that. We only get the Irish Guinness. Robert says, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face, crying with laughter. Jeremy Vincent says, amen. Got to have fun in anything you do or it's not worth doing. Cheers, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Victor Wang says, agree. JRME, cheers to that. And then Bucky Dent says, what's up? Just chilling, drinking a bud. Victor Wayne says, agree, Ron. Laugh out loud at content. Craig Swenson says, I agree. Ron is the coolest. I ain't the coolest. All right. Victor Wayne says, agree. And then Subject Zero says, we would be much better off if some politicians in Washington stopped trying to save the world, quote unquote, and start doing beer reviews instead. Right. That's what we need the leaders of Iran, Washington, D.C., London, England. Instead of doing all their stuff, they need to do beer reviews instead of trying to make World War III come to fruition, you know? All right.
That's true, Ron. I agree.
Jeremy Vincent says, great show. All right, any last comments?
My last comment is where I go to the beach. We'll be leaving in about an hour in Breezy Point, which is in Queens on the other side of the river, the ocean. Well, it's the ocean. It's not the river. It's an ocean and a bay on the other side. It's already 89, 2 degrees warmer with a real feel of 101. So it's like we're going from here, which it always seems hotter than at the beach, to where it is hotter. But you know, it's interesting because you're right on the ocean. You get those nice ocean breezes. Unfortunately, today they're going to be hot. You know, the breeze is hot when it gets that hot.
When I went to Queens 9 years ago once, I went there 9 years ago, and I went to the beach early at dawn, like right when daybreak was there. And they had all these people out there with these long, long fishing poles stuck in the sand. It must have been 20 poles stuck, and the line was out into the surf. And they were just, I guess they had baited each hook, and they were waiting to see what was going to bite on it. I said, wow, these people in Queens, New York are out there fishing early on, you know.
I think that's porgies and, you know, some of those lower fish that are, you know, in the ocean there.
But they're catching them and they're taking them home and cooking them, right?
I would think so. Actually, the waters around New York now are actually fairly clean, relatively. 30 years ago, you couldn't have said that. So they've done a pretty good job of.
Oh yeah, it used to be so bad. You know?
Cleaning things up. It used to be, you know, syringes and all kinds of medical waste was dumped. Now the legislation is much tougher if they catch anybody than it was before. So I think people are less likely to do that now than they were before, which is a good thing.
I think people still do it though, Michael.
I'm sure you can never stop everybody. You can never be 100%. But it used to be a common practice that the stuff would wash up right on the shoreline. It was disgusting, and then they had to clean it up, and it was, you know, whatever. Jay, what's happening this Wednesday? Are you going to be doing it, or is Eric doing it, or we don't know?
Talking about beer reviewers, I always assume that Eric is going to do it, but in practicality, he hardly ever does it.
He's been doing band practices probably 3 out of 4 weeks now.
Do you want me to do it?
Sure, why not?
Can I have your email on my YouTube friends? This way I can type your stuff in, and then I can have you invite everybody, because that's how I do it now. I just
wait. There's an easier way than all that.
No, I already tried that. I don't know how to do it. You're talking about.
Just listen to me. Just listen. If you want to do the hangout on your channel, that's fine. I'm not jealous. I always said that to Eric. He doesn't do videos too much anymore. I think he's kind of losing. He likes to drink beer. I'm not saying that, but he's kind of like getting tired of doing videos. All right, but anyway, but what I'm saying is, let's assume you want to do the Wildcard Wednesday this Wednesday. Fine. It'll show you how to set it up on Hangouts, which is going to go away in 2 weeks anyway. But
if it goes away, who knows?
Or it's going away. But all you got to do is get on Google Hangouts and go to the International Beer Review Guild. At the top of the Hangout, there'll be a bar. It'll be an address bar. It'll show the whole Hangout. You click it, right click, of course, copy. When you go to the Hangout, International Beer Review Guild, you click paste. You paste it on there. It'll show up. Everybody can hit that link and anybody can access it that's in the internet.
I tried that and I couldn't figure it out. You can ask John. You can ask,
maybe to be on the safe side, maybe I better do it on my channel just so it can happen. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying what I could do is if you put your email, I could type that in and hit invite. It'll call you, and then you're good. If not, we'll just do it on your channel. I've done it before. That's why.
Yeah, you can email. In fact, you could use my link on the YouTube Friends. Probably would work. Probably if you type my name in, it'll come up. When it says invite people, there's a section here where it's got a little person's face and it says.
Yeah, that's what I did. I hit the little X, invite people, on my Hangouts. Before I go live, just like you do. You invite everybody and then you.
Well, we got 4 days to figure it out, so it's no big emergency. But if worse comes to worse, we'll do it on my channel.
That's fine then.
Best case scenario, Eric Fraunfelter, Thomas Metal will do it, and then we won't have to worry about it. We can just hang out. It's a lot easier just to join the Hangout than have to administrate it. Believe me. But I have.
I'm saying if I have to do that, would you put your email on YouTube Friends this way? I could just do that if I have to do that.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it immediately, but I will do it way before Wednesday.
Okay.
But the best case scenario is that Thomas Metal will handle it. Let him do all the work.
Okay. If not, do it the next Wednesday. All right.
If not, you can do it. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm not jealous for these Hangouts. Never was jealous for Hangouts. I just did it because people kind of threw it on my lap and said, do it. And I said, okay.
I think you do a great job, Ron.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome, bud.
Victor Wang says, ha, 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 great. Let's do beer reviews. And then Jeremy Vincent says, check it. StreamYard is an awesome free Google Hangout replacement. StreamYard. I never heard of it.
We don't know what's going to happen when Hangouts goes away because according to you and some other people, there might be spin-offs, which is Hangouts, Meet. We'll see what happens after August 1st, obviously.
Yeah, it's nothing to worry about, really. It's just things that happen. So that's it. We all got things to do today. I don't have much to do except mainly watch baseball games.
Or you have friends coming over.
Got friends coming over, and then I'm going to a banquet tonight. So I don't really like to eat a lot at night. I'll tell you the truth, but I can't very well just tell them, no, I'm not going to the banquet. So I'm stuck.
I'm Alex. I'm going to head off. We'll see you guys in the middle of the week.
All right. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. I hope you have a good time at the beach.
Oh, Michael, don't forget to bring some. Never mind. I was about to say.
He's gone. He's gone. He doesn't play around. He's out.
No, he don't. He don't.
But he has to go to the beach. But he's
not going to for an hour though. I guess he wants to get ready though.
Yeah, he's part of a club, and they pay dues every year to go to this, and they're very interested in it.
I'm guessing he's going to probably try beers and stuff. I'm assuming that's why he does the beach stuff. I don't know, but
no, they just hang out at the beach. Like people go to the beach.
I'm not really a beach person. I'm a person that likes to be. I like the boardwalk because I like my food, so I like to walk the beach, but I don't like to sit there and fry. I mean, maybe you do, but I don't.
No, I don't. I hate that. But they have these little cabins that they rent, and they kind of like sit in the cabin and sit on the porch, talk, whatever people do at a beach.
Well, that's what Michael's doing. I didn't know they rented.
Yeah. It's like my grandpa and my grandfather and them used to do: sit out on a porch and talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Well, you can get off air if you want, Ron, if you still want to talk to me. You don't want to drag this on. I mean,
yeah, I'm going to get off air, folks. Thanks for watching. And these people are going to drive up at any moment. So, all right. Well, we did enough. We did 3 great stouts, and it was very good. And that's it. We're out of here. We're out. Oba.